Mio is a new indie metroidvania that, so far as I've heard, has been taking the indie world by storm. My dad pointed it out to me as a game I might like and instantly knew this was going to be my next game I played. Coincidentally, this information coincided with me finishing making my Infamous video, and so I decided that I would try my formula again with this game instead. This is a bit more tricky than Infamous was, as it isn't story-based, and so trying to decide what to focus on is a big struggle. This will also be my first playthrough as well as my 100% playthrough, so things may take me a while. With that in mind, I figured I'd structure this video as sort of just following my playthrough, and I will try to make sure I show all the achievements as well, of course. I do often tend to miss some story details when I play these kinds of games, but I'm also going to describe what's going on, at least to the best of my abilities. That's all I really have to say before we get this video started, so welcome to my playthrough of Mio. The game begins in a very pretty, simplistic line art style, with big dramatic choir singing in the back. This place serves as the main movement tutorial and honestly got me hooked almost right away with the art style. However, once that was done, I proved just how much I didn't look at anything about this game before playing it, because I was surprised to see that it wasn't the main art style of the game at all, and this new one was even prettier than the simplistic version. The story starts off with this little hooded wormy dude seeming to awaken our game's protagonist. We find ourselves in a foreign world as we have to explore, finding some mean little robots and lore in the process. While walking down one tunnel, a thing that I'm assuming will be important later in the game occurs to our little friend. Ow! Ow! What was that? After shaking that seemingly horrendous entry off like a champ, we make our way up to our first nexus of the game, this game's benches, before heading up and seeing the severed spine. Not long after going past the spine, I already begin trying to escape my responsibilities. Oh, after I fail to end it all, someone else does it for me, and the story begins to present itself. That was a fun sound.
Wake up. Come to me.
Ooh. I'd also like to note how when you die, all your currency, kinda, is lost to the player and makes its way inside the pool at the bottom of the spine. Surely that won't lead to anything. Heading off into some more exploring, I find my way into this ice place that I definitely didn't spend too much time exploring, looking for collectibles and side stuff. And I guess the story too, I suppose. I also find this cute little guy. Met this sassy guy. Then finally met this not so nice dude. And had my first boss fight of the game. I will pause here for a second to talk about this game's boss fights as they've been so far, knowing I'm not really that far into the game yet. Every single one that I have fought has felt very fluid throughout and fair. At no point in fighting these bosses have I thought that a death wasn't my own fault. I can always find the thing I did wrong and fix it, making the fight even smoother. And really, it just feels so good to fight them, and they're some of the best feeling bosses I've fought recently. This boss fight also gives us our first achievement of the game. Also, as another quick intermission, I'm playing this game on the Xbox app on the PC, and I'm having issues with my achievement notifications just not popping up at all, making it hard for me to tell when I actually have an achievement. To fix that, I'm going through my achievements listed in the Xbox app and going back through the footage to see when certain achievements conditions occur on screen, but I'm not perfect and I may mess that up. I've also started employing a tactic where anything important happens on screen, be it a boss, a story thing, or whatever, as soon as it's done, I kind of end the footage and then restart it so I know roughly that something happened there in the footage, but, obviously we'll see. Next up, we find this strange tube TM and get reintroduced to our little wormy buddy. wherein he gives us a new ability through the use of the same art style from the beginning, which I quite enjoy. This ability lets us grapple to specific points laid out on the map and becomes very useful for many things throughout the game so far. After even more exploring, I find my way over to the next boss in the game. Now, while this boss took me quite a while to beat, I was honestly having a pretty good time throughout the fight. Like the last one, nothing felt like it wasn't my fault, and it felt really nice dodging and weaving up and around all of his attacks. Everything was well telegraphed and left enough time to properly avoid whatever it was that was coming at you, while still giving you ample time to attack. Damn it! Thought I was gonna be able to do it like hitless. After beating that last boss and exploring a little more, we find our way to the metropolis. Where the hell am I? Not long after going inside, however, I decided that I was going to turn around and continue exploring elsewhere. And remember a bit ago when I said that every time we died, some of our currency goes into the little pond at the bottom of the spine thing we saw earlier? Well, apparently I'm bad enough at the game to see this. I've reestablished the spine. With that cutscene, we have repaired the Nexus. The spine works as the network to the entire structure, and we get our hands on not only the world map for the game, but an achievement as well. Yeah! I can fly. After having fixed the Nexus, we find out we have to go and do something with the pearls that are supposedly supposed to be controlling several aspects of this vessel. From there, we move on to another area of the game. While exploring, I managed to get myself yet another achievement for adding on my first extra health of the game. And quickly find my way to the next boss. Uh-oh. I don't have as much to say about this boss as compared to the other ones, at least nothing that isn't just me repeating myself, and that's kind of the same for a lot of the rest of the bosses in this game, so unless they're super memorable or important to the story, I'm really only going to take time to show like the first introduction and then whenever I beat them, just to have it on there, so just letting people know. Yeah! Immediately after fighting that boss, we find another strange tube, TM, and get our hands on yet another ability. Which, at first I wrote this ability off, but it proves, honestly, like the most useful throughout the rest of the game so far. Later, while exploring, I find myself in an arena, wherein I get myself another achievement. Sometime later, I find myself in yet another arena with some particularly obnoxious enemies. But immediately get rewarded with a strange tube TM and get our hands on another ability I had initially written off just for it to be incredibly useful as well. Turns out I'm not very smart. Then while exploring and finding a platforming zone, I do believe I get my hands on yet another achievement. Then later I find an arena that absolutely did not challenge me in any way.
How do you fight these guys?
Afterwards, we find this big thing that at first I didn't even realize was one of the things for this game, so stay tuned for that achievement.
Go, my dear. Save the heart.
Then, going back out, I find a boss who introduces us to this character that I feel I'm ignoring a bit too much. Yeah!
Mio's property.
Finally, I actually get my achievement for the eye.
Oh.
We also then meet this person who totally won't be important later. I then go back and use my new abilities to further explore the metropolis. That is until...
Not going to be an arena at all. I'm shocked.
I died to this boss quite a bit. Yeah. But eventually I got him.
Finally.
I then get told to get off this person's lawn. Then after heading through this door, down this elevator, through this roller coaster, and a hop, skip, and a jump, and I die.
Where's the double done?
I followed that up by leaving this pearl part a candle and get rewarded.
Come. I need you. At the top. Meet me. Time is running out.
Heading back down where I died, I found myself in yet another area of the game, which is just every fan lover's wet dream. Leaving there, I make my way over to a platforming section that gives me what I need to move on. Moving on, I begin exploring the new section and quickly found myself in another arena, which I beat first try. Afterwards, we get another strange tube, TM, and we get a good ability. Then we get this guy who,
10,000?
It's also around here that I accidentally hit the stop recording button and missed the footage of me getting these two achievements. I then witnessed these two have a not at all secret conversation. And we talk later to her again. Then we get over this gap with our glide ability. We find this asshole. Oh no. I couldn't fucking move. Thank fucking Christ. Yikes. After him, we go down and get another strange tube TM. For this ability, we turn into Carrion.
Okay, so we're carrying it up.
I then free this guy and get another achievement. Then we make our way to the next pearl.
Turn back.
You do not bring judgment, but a query? If you seek comfort, none remains. Then, do you seek us? Forgiven now.
Jeez. From there, I use my new movement power to ascend. I then sell my soul to the devil. I then leave to achievement hunt.
Yeah!
I then give the eye some more candles. Oh.
Failing. And so am I. We all are. Almost there.
Then, after doing quite a bit of challenging platforming, I take this fateful elevator. Whoa. And meet these guys. Yeah, I saw that coming. Now, I know I said I died a lot to the other guy, and well, let me tell you, this is nothing in comparison to these two. I mean, it's just insane how much I died over and over and over to these two damned robots. Now, I do want to take a second to say that I know I died to these guys a whole lot, and honestly I did get rather frustrated while trying to fight them, but I honestly thought this was an S tier 10 out of 10 fight. I would put it on level with like the Mantis Lords from Hollow Knight. Like, something about it was just very nice to do. It felt very fluid, was very fun to fight, and like every single death, except for a few, really felt entirely my fault, which I don't feel a lot when it comes to games, mainly because I get a bit defensive, but something about these guys just made me lock in and go, no, that was my fault, here's how I can make it better. And by the time I beat them, I felt like I could read the future with how easily these guys' tells were. It is insane, and I loved every second of this fight.
Yeah! Oh, finally. Oh.
The thing that these two were protecting was this.
Whoa.
Which, while awesome, I did not pay enough attention to the story to know exactly what it is.
Oh, Laura's seal. Laura's seal. Whoa.
I have another instance where I forgot to record, so we'll jump straight from that to me having these two achievements. Then, while exploring this place, we have this happen.
Oh, hi.
A rat in the vessel. There is always one. The rat is not one of mine. I fix, it disrupts. I bring order, it spreads chaos.
Oh, it's the hand.
Such a tiny nuisance. I know all your secrets, rat. Your so-called purpose. Unneeded, unwanted, efforts wasted. Go back to your pod. Cease your rampage. I protect the vessel.
You wish.
You are of no consequence.
Afterwards, we make our way back up to the Nexus and find this. Then, with a bit of help with this person, we get this door open and can finally begin hell. After beating all of that, I'm greeted with another strange tube TM and get this ability that I kept forgetting to use.
You need to say that.
I then get chased by the weight of my self-doubt.
Ah, hell.
Very soon after that, we get faced with this.
Again, persistent little fellow. A mistake to rectify. Fortunately, I made the perfect tool for this.
I saw that earlier. Anti-rat weapon. Nice. Yes! Okay, I know there's gonna be a third phase, but I get to at least see it. Oh! He did it.
Do I have to do everything by myself?
No, I didn't. I'm getting greedy. Oh, I'm getting so greedy! Oh!
Take my voice, rat. Save what can be saved.
From there, we make our way to open the spine pearl.
That was sick looking. Oh, and I just switched all my stuff back. Okay, well.
Then, while playing around with my controller on the way to the boss, I do this, getting an achievement.
Hey now. Hey now. That's a dick move.
Then, after
Ugh.
beating the boss, we
Ugh.
get this sequence.
God, I hated that.
Tired. So very tired. So very frail. This is too heavy. I can't carry her anymore. This is as far as I take us. I am sorry. Sister, is that you? I can hear your voice. I can hear everyone's voices. You gathered their help for me, didn't you? You always were the dependable one. Never asking for anything in return. Thank you. With all of you by my side, I think I can hold on. I won't let this world go. Not yet. You went far and beyond your initial functions. Your memories show how difficult it was. And how brave you were. The people you met. The decisions you made. How unfair that you have to pay the price for our past mistakes. But your spark, however tiny, is
what holds us all together. We were estranged for so long. No more. And it is thanks to you.
That brings us to the end of the main story of Mio. Obviously, I still have a bunch to do, but honestly, this is a good game. Let's continue. After rebooting my save file, I make my way up to the Celestial Bay. Oh! I then make my way up this very large column and find... After some more exploring, we find out that the Eye had found coordinates to a habitable planet, and now someone was trying to delete it out of the files. Well, ages ago, but you know. Then, while further exploring, the world tries to kill itself again, and then make my way up to the canopy, giving me this achievement. I then meet this boss. Fuck this boss. Then, while getting ready to fight him, I get this achievement. Before finally killing him, giving me this achievement. Yeah! I then find this boss and quickly demolish them. We then give this guy a long, prosperous life. We then find Mel, the shopkeeper I forgot to say had been taken earlier, and we fight this guy. Yeah! After that, I make my way over and grab the severed fingertip. I then use it to spin the entire bottom of the ship. Okay. I then make my way into the Crucible.
Whoa. That's sick.
Here, we find this guy, who I also forgot to mention is who our little wormy friend has been looking for all game. Now, to really showcase how insane this challenge was, I will be playing the best attempts from both sides of the Crucible and letting them play out, so enjoy.
was much easier.
Then our little worm friend dismantles the crucible and we get the last upgrade of the game, getting another achievement. Honestly, from here the gameplay almost exclusively revolves around me getting the rest of the achievements, so we'll do a quick montage with bosses being highlighted. First off, I go through a spin cycle.
Yay.
Then I stub my toe on the door.
God, I was way too aggressive.
Make my way into the pit. End a business. Get my hands on all the health.
Yeah.
Rip
That was
all the
supposed to be
brains out of these old farts. Let this person finally figure out what they want to do, I guess. Get all the modifiers for the game. And teach this little shit a lesson. I then make my way up to the library. Is that where? We're here to get the coordinates to the habitable planet, but find out that the Overseer is trying to keep us all away from the planet as per the Spine's wishes. And so, we must face our friend. I'm gonna let this fight play in the background while I kinda gush a little here. This game was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, there was a little bit of a hiccup because there were maybe a bit too much platforming sections, and I often had issues where I'd be holding down and wouldn't attack, but that could just be my controller. But like everything about this game, the graphics, the music, though some of it does sound straight copied from other games, the fighting, and the story, like what I managed to gather of it was all really interesting. And I really want to learn more outside of this, and I'm kind of waiting for the YouTube team to digest this a bit more so I can get the nice curated, like, proper story of this game. And I'm just, like, really excited and happy to have played this game and that it was as good as I knew it was going to be. I said straight off right from seeing the trailer that it was going to be, like, blasphemous level or higher, and it's definitely higher. I would put that up there just below 9 Souls, personally, and it was just a great time. So, I think it's time we end it. After our fight, we approach the room as the heart begins to tremor again. Forcing ourselves to our feet, we approach the last traveler. We try, with our last bit of strength, to take this chance, but we find ourselves in the ending again, but this time, Ati is carrying Mio. They then give the coordinates to the heart along with the voices, I do believe. Then we zoom out as Ati and Mio are finally laid to rest.